Hello and welcome to Unit 4. Unit 4 you can find in the Resources tab on Teams, and is this one here that says Unit 4. It's called Applied Commercial and Quality Principles in Engineering. So let's have a look at that. Unit 4 is one of the compulsory units we have to do to get your BTEC qualification in engineering. And the reason that we're doing a business unit is because all engineering is done in a business. So, you have to be aware that it is all about the money, and not about making the world dance, contrary to what you might have heard. So what have we got in this folder? We've got, for some reason, assignment words explained. Don't know, might be useful. Have a look at it. Obviously dropped that there at some point in the past and forgot about it. So on to the actual unit. We've got the assignment here. So this is the assignment brief as taken straight from BTEC. Assignment brief, unit brief as taken straight from BTEC. So if we look at this, it's just in big in that. So there's the introduction, and that's the first assignment, that's the second assignment, and that's the third assignment. Okay. So we're looking at key business functions and key activities this week, trade considerations next week, the week after, and then finishing off and handing in the week after that. Okay, so let's get through this quite sharpish, really. So A1. So this week we've talked about looking at how businesses operate. Okay, so I'll just reiterate what I've gone through in the advice that I've given you in class, so you can listen back to it and refresh your head just in case you'd zoned out or were making a cup of tea at something crucial juncture. So when it talks about functions, the spec is meaning departments of a business. Essentially what that business does, what that business department does, is its function. So here we have manufacturing products. That would be the manufacturing department. Okay, delivery department might be same, might be different. And what do? Well, they do all of these things. Okay, so this here is a hint as to what might be good to go in your answer, to go in your report. Supply chain management. Well, what do they do, and how do they do it? Well, it's outsourcing of decisions, supplier appraisal. What do those things mean? Maybe you need to find out and talk about them in your answer. So that's possibly quite a useful thing to have a look at. Okay, right. So I appreciate that there's quite a number of different areas to research there, which is why we've split into teams and we've done some team research, and you've allocated members of your team different areas to research, and you have agreed what you have to deliver back to your team. So whether that's a Word document with some links in and a summary, or something more detailed. Yeah, but the idea is that we split the load on the research to enable you to produce your own report. Okay, so I'll check back on that next lesson, but we're not spending, apart from this week, we're not spending any more time on that in class. Okay, so that's that there. Let's just have a look at what else we've got here. Here is that same information, but in possibly a slightly easier to read format. If we look at the original document, we've got part A, part B, part C, part A, part B, part C, part A, part B, part C. But we're usually only interested in A or B or C. We're usually interested in one of them at a time. So what I've done here is I have brought together all the information for each learning outcome for A, B, and C. We'll see that just as soon as I so that might be useful and helpful for you to have a look at as well. Crikey, that's going slowly. Okay, while that thinks about what it's doing, so that's there for you. Okay, now you'll see here we've got 3 folders: assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3. So obviously we're starting in assignment 1. Okay, all right, let's have a look then. So for assignment 1, there's a couple of things I've put there to help you doing your research this week. What does the department do? What tools do they use? Finance will use profit loss account. Explain how does it work with the departments. Give examples. How does it benefit the company? Yeah, and that's the key thing here. The distinction is all about how does it benefit the company. Okay. All right. Put web links for sites you found useful and extra information at the end of the document you're sharing back with your team. Okay. And here's that information that we just had from the spec. Okay. So if we just double click on that, you can see that I've just copied and pasted that there in there, so you don't have to go hunting for it. So that brings us along to the assignment, which just, there you go. Is this list loaded yet? No, good grief, what's wrong with it? Brings us to the assignment itself. So if we read this, obviously you'll be able to access this through the assignments tab in Teams as well. And so research key activities of different business functions within organisation, including manufacturing products, delivery services, supply chain management, marketing and sales, customer relations, resource management, HR and finance. So those are probably the headings that you need to be looking at to unpick those things that are mentioned in the specification that we just looked at. Okay, all right. So for a pass, you'll be saying customer relations has an overlap with sales, in that it keeps existing customers happy, sorts out problems and things, and that's your pass, defines what it does. The merit is then saying it works closely with this department and this department, it uses these tools, and this is how it uses them, and this is the benefit of using these tools and having this department. And as soon as you start talking about the benefit and how they help a company, along with explaining how they do their job, then we're moving up into that distinction criteria for this bit of the assignment. Okay, how does it benefit the company? Yeah. As opposed to not having it, you know, what the advantages of having it and the disadvantages of not having it. Yeah, okay. So that's what we're looking at there for this week's bit of this assignment. Okay, so is this loaded yet? I give up. Ah, there we go. So as you can see there, we can just say there's the introduction. We can click on Unit A. You can click on any of those bits and view them separately, or we can just select Unit A all, and you can section Unit 4A. So Learning Outcome A, and everything to do with Learning Outcome A is listed there for you. So you know, you can read exactly what you need to do to get a distinction. You can read exactly what you need to do to get a merit. Exactly what, you know, there's the pass criteria. There's what you need to do to get the pass criteria. Yeah, obviously in order to get the distinction, you need to do everything in the merit and everything in the pass criteria. Okay, so that information's there and hopefully well laid out for you. Okay, excellent. Right, good. That is about all. In previous years, when we had a bit more time, I've asked students the teams to do presentations. But that'll add about 2 weeks to the assignment, and we don't have that time at the moment. So, but they're also there to look at. So you can look at those. You can assess their quality. You know, do they tell you everything you need to know, or do you need to do more research? Yeah. If they don't tell you everything they need to know, then has that team member succeeded in delivering successfully to the rest of their team? Something to think about, perhaps. All right, so that's there for you as a resource as well. Okay, right, that's lesson number 1 for assignment 1 in Unit 4 of the BTEC Engineering. Thank you very much. Bye bye.